stain on this skinny shirt. Where is it?
Very good. I
Look at
love
that.
your nipples.
I think it's coffee.
Ask me to do my Christopher Walken.
I'd love. It was so bad. Hey, I hear you do a mean Christopher Walken, Stevie Lou.
Oh,
Would you look
Gino,
at these drunken losers
Christopher Walken.
By
talking
the way, you
about
should
me
take
right
Stevie down
now?
and see, like,
Are you
look,
talking
watch this.
about
Take
me,
Stevie down a
Gino?
second.
Are you drunk
My mouth's gonna be
at
too
almost
big.
midnight
Let's see.
Oh, the
on a
little
Saturday
Gino.
night talking about me, Gino? Is that what's
Tell
going on
you
right now?
Well, who are you? Who is talking right now? 'Cause it's
Christopher Walken.
Wow.
It
Look
sounds
at
like
a
him.
sad
Me, Christopher
fucking
Walken.
butthurt
I don't even
bitch
know what
and is
it's nothing.
I tell you.
betrothed.
Now you're falling.
This is
Like
what
this.
this drunken loser
You
has
wanna talk
become,
a little you?
I love
is
little me.
a pathetic fall down drunk
No, me, small
in a
me.
really
Yeah.
small,
You know how-
shitty
Yeah.
cigarette smoke
Don't get upset
filled
with me
apartment.
like Gabe.
I'm
This is
not.
what he's going to
Come
focus on is
on.
me. Because he
Oh boy,
can't
I
hang
like it over
anymore
here
with
the big
MLC.
mouth.
He can't hang with me.
Hey, it's me.
This is all he's
Thank
got.
you. It's me,
Is this
everybody.
fucking
How am I
garbage.
doing?
I'm doing
So I
great.
guess these guys wanted to snipe
I
us.
can't wait for that.
Let me go back a little bit and see. This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Don't you want to try this one? Brilliant. Did you stop? You're not.
We can't get enough. We can.
Lord.
Let's see where this
The
started.
Hoffman with all of his.
Son.
Oh, you know what? I
Right?
can't fucking escape.
No, I think that's
The
more
moment I
common than you
blew it
think,
up,
Kevin.
F-
It's not anymore.
Right.
Not anymore. Clear with a chat. Everybody's now.
So the
like,
Kiki
everybody
train is
loves
over.
Everybody. Oh, I love that. I love.
She
you.
had
I
her
love
5
that. My
minutes
dad
of
held it
fame
back. He never said it to anybody. He was one of
on
12.
this little piggy, and she ran it into the ground.
He had a twin brother that died on his deathbed.
So
Earned it.
He has.
He's the most
He has,
authentic
yeah.
guy.
we're
Sorry,
stream
I was,
sniping a stream snipe here, folks. That's
I
what's
typed
happening.
the N-word cower in the permaseal chat. An Age of Squirrel put that's Gino, all right. But yeah, Kevin's earned it. He's like I said this countless times about the Dabbleverse. Kevin is not pretending to be somebody else. He got fucked over, but he was great. He's he's infinitely funnier than his brother. But his brother fucking danced and sucked all the right dick and coddled the right people.
All right,
and
wow.
fucking
I don't
coddled
even
up
know
to
if I can
fucking, Dave Chappelle, who, by the way, Dave Chappelle
handle
is
this. This guy's
whenever I see a clip of him, he's
dropping
fucking
slurs
brilliant.
and stuff.
Not, but I mean,
Don't want to get my
Dave's
channel
not to
taken
give me-
down.
Neil is not funny. Kevin did all this shit, and where is he? He's fucking miserable about what happened, and he's honest about being miserable. And everyone else is pretending.
Gino pretends like
It's
he
all
knows
worse in the
Kevin Brennan,
Dabbleverse, you
like
know
they're
what I mean?
buddies. Kevin Brennan can't
truly-
stand Gino Bisconti. Let's be real here. Kevin Brennan thinks Gino Bisconti is the lowest form of scummery and just shit. He thinks that Gino Bisconti is a joke. He thinks that Gino Bisconti doesn't belong. He doesn't let him on his show no more. The only time Gino Bisconti can get on MLC anymore is if he's screaming to the side while Keanu is on. So I get where Gino's anger comes from and where his hate of me comes from now. Gino doesn't have anything to really fall back on anymore. Has no YouTube following. Barely gets anything on Rumble. No one wants anything to do with him. No one in the New York City comedy scene wants anything to do with him. No one in the podcast world wants anything to do with him. The only two people that Gino has in his life right now in this whole universe are, for some reason, Luis J. Gomez still was looking out for him. But now that Lewis doesn't have his Gas Digital show anymore with Zach, those spots are done. And then Matt Mead from Secret Show Comedy is the last guy that will still help Gino out. Sorry, Matt Mead and Sheba Mason are the last two people in New York City that will help Gino out. They will throw him a bone. And those are two nobodies, complete nobodies. So let's get back to this.
Kevin's miserable. I think he's like having a really good time with
I
it.
agree with
Yeah.
that, but it can be both, don't you think?
Here,
Yeah,
this is
maybe,
huge. Thank you,
but
Jesse.
well, right. I mean,
You
he definitely. I love.
Jesse Angel says Artie was a junkie and gave Gino the shiv years ago. Yeah, exactly. Gino tries to act like he's got some sort of big career in the industry because he was basically a stunt boy for Artie Lang for what? I don't even know how long. I never watched Artie's show when he was podcasting. I've seen a couple episodes. Remember the famous episode where Artie pretended to ask Mike Bichetti to mule drugs for him on a flight. That was hilarious. But I was not a fan of Artie Lang's podcast, so I don't know much.
Love that he's number 2 in the world or whatever. On him happy, and he always done this. It's
Yes.
always been
Right,
It's
so-
always been
and-
a beef. It's always been like he invented like beefing with other comedians. Yeah.
but it's not an
What?
act. Anything. He's very authentic, you know, and it's
in
not
a
an act.
really
He hasn't
funny
been
way.
putting
Something so funny about it, and he
Yeah.
knows that. He's
specials and shit. But the Instagram stuff, that although I don't think you have a gen dream, so God bless you. But I think
is
Here we go.
Are Garrett and Steve still on vacation?
I don't know.
Ugh. Look, I'm Stevie Lou. Let's watch.
Whoo! All right,
What do you know?
Keanu, you're me now. Let's see what you got. Yeah, I'm looking into the whole Gino and Kiki thing right now.
I'm
No,
doing
no,
great.
I'm worried about Iran and
Hey,
the
buddy.
pedophile network and Israel.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, did
What's
you
the
hear
funny?
Kevin give you a shout out the
Something
other
to do
day,
with
Steve
the-
Lou?
Keep it
Oh,
turns out Israel
my
has some
favorite
powerful
man,
eyes, beta
Did-
eyes.
Kevin
did-
Brennan.
Didn't
Say
weren't
they're
you
gonna get
wasn't
me if I
Keanu doing
run?
an impersonation and then he said you should
Oh,
see his
come on.
Stevie Lou?
He said-
Yeah,
I felt
he was
so
making fun of her,
honored
Gino.
because,
I don't think Gino picked up on
uh,
that
I
you
no,
know,
we don't care.
because her Stevie Lou is laughable. She doesn't have any sort of quick thinking. She can't think on her feet. She's got nothing already thought out in her head to fire out. Her Stevie Lou is a joke. That's what Kevin was getting at.
Care about that. What's your
No.
take on this? What's your
Can you
take on
mute
this?
Kevin so I can hear you better,
Yeah.
baby? I
I
mean,
apologize.
see, and everyone,
for
it's a
not.
work. I'm not mad. I call Stevie Lou baby all the time.
Well, the other day, Kiki was telling Kevin Brennan about
Nothing.
I'm not saying
how
your mouth
she-
is a little big, but I feel like I'm
Nothing.
watching
There's just
Smile 2.
hot air.
I sort of like it.
Yeah.
Should I try and fix it? I don't know.
These drunk idiots think that they're
Watch this.
entertaining. These drunken morons
Now I have a nose.
think
now
they've
I
got
have a
something
nose.
Fucking,
here.
it was so funny. You weren't. Keanu wasn't here last Thursday, but Steve, like the way the camera was, he didn't want to move anything, so the camera's here. But
I
he
feel
had to-
embarrassed
he
for
had to,
them
like, put his
watching
head
this.
sideways to match it up while he's looking to the left to see the thing. It was
It's
very funny.
Final
it
boss
is-
says
it is
"Ugh,
very-
the
it's very
horrendously
difficult.
unfunny mouth bit.
Buddy.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, when you got no natural ability to be actually funny and charming, then you pull shit like this. And it falls flat every fucking time. I don't know who encourages this mouth thing. I don't know who told them it's funny. If they think that it's actually funny, it just goes to show how stupid and unfunny they are, that they think this is funny.
Yeah. So the other day, Kevin Brennan.
She's been trying to get this out for over a minute.
Kiki said something about, and I felt so honored. Kiki said something about Gabe didn't want to see any of the voices in the show, and then Kevin said, "Did you show her your Stevie Lou?" And then I felt very honored. And
What is she saying? I want to go back. Can someone please try to interpret what the fuck is being said right now? It's word salad from a dumb person.
Gabe didn't want to see, and I felt so honored.
What the fuck?
Kevin Brennan. Kiki said something about, and I felt so honored. Kiki said something about Gabe didn't want to see any of the voices in the show, and then Kevin said, "Oh, did you show her your Stevie Lou?" And then I felt very honored, and I don't think Gabe would have liked that.
Now, you know, Stevie Lou, you're remarkably unfunny. You do know that.
Oh, I'm the unfunny one. Okay. So after his brilliant, adorable, cool wife just did her little piece there, the first thing out of his mouth is I'm the unfunny one. Final boss says KB laughed at it once, so she overdoes it. That's what she's saying. Yeah. Again, people are encouraging this because they are so dumb that they will continue to do it and think it's funny and think it's actually funny. You be the judge, though. Please. Let's just be fair. Let's all be fair and just let this rock for a little bit and let this dumb drunk failure and his wife attempt the show on me.
Like, it's awful. Like, it's embarrassing. It's like
It's Stevie Lou. It's like he's bad. Is Gino doing his Chad impression right now?
I iced your jaw.
Yeah,
I did. I iced his jaw when he got punched in the face by Pat Dixon. He started getting all teary-eyed. Like, why did you do this to me? I don't understand why this happened to me. I didn't do anything to deserve this. You know? So, yes, that is what happened. And honestly, I wish I had followed up Pat's right hook with a couple of my own if I had had the chance, thinking back.
you didn't. You handed me ice, and I thank you.
No. I actually had to hold the ice up onto his jaw and show him how to like put it on. I got like a napkin and put it over the bag. I had to take care of him that day. And the fact that he's trying to act all like he was a macho man now, all of a sudden, like I was there when that shit was all fucking unfolding. There were people sitting there. Ed Sullivan's completely shocked. Anthony's standing over him, trying to like figure out what the hell's happening. Anthony's supposed to start his show on Compound already, and instead he's down there dealing with Gino. I had to fucking call Bobby Tamburo and tell him, hey, Anthony's show is going to be starting late because there was an incident down here at Sullivan's. So I was right there in the middle of the whole thing, and I absolutely was having to attend to Gino the whole time. I was there for like 2 hours after it happened, fucking with this bum. So,
and again, you should tell the actual.
but his story is that I don't know what is his story.
Because what you did was really great. You insisted. I was shaken up, and I'm like, I'm just going home. You're like, you got to go to a doctor.
I said he should go to a doctor. I did say he should go to a doctor because I could tell that his jaw and his teeth were loose.
And you literally grabbed your phone and said, here's 3 urgent cares. There's 2 blocks away. You need to go to that one.
Yeah, because he couldn't. He was all emotional and was freaking out. So, yeah, I tried to help him out. Again, shame on me for helping this scumbag for ever doing anything for this piece of shit, because look how he thanks people. You know, it isn't even the beginning of the kind of insane, nasty shit that's come out of this dude towards me. He's tried to get me taken off of MLC. He's said some insane shit about me, and him and his little buddies, Mead and all them, want to repeat that and be fucking little bitches. So to act like he's Mr. Innocent and I'm the bad guy is, again, what these small-brained idiots work with.
And I did, thanks to you, Stevie Lou. But for some reason, you want to do some, he was on the ground crying and fucking had to hold it.
Listen, it seemed like you guys were getting along. Here's the reality of it. I was back on the East Side Dave show in early 2020. before COVID, I started coming back onto the Eastside Dave show. When COVID happened, I still was coming into Compound Media and was doing the Eastside Dave show. Shortly after that, Aaron Berg left in hot water, and I would be around Compound at least once a week on Tuesdays for Eastside Dave, and then I started to stop in during the week a little more because after Aaron left, there was a bit of a void in the afternoon. And there was also a bit of an open door policy. That was around the time when Barry Ribbs was there every fucking day just hanging out on the couch. My real job happens to be in Midtown Manhattan at the time. So I was able, during COVID, especially when everybody was working remotely, I was able to like hang out at Compound a lot more than normal because it was open during COVID. And that's how that was. So I was around Compound a lot back then.
I don't know why, but that's how the Dabbleverse ruins people. You get caught up in a lie and a narrative, and you have to oversell it, and then you look like a jackass. Sorry,
I look like the jackass, right?
buddy.
I made up with Kiki actually.
You didn't. It's just to work with you. Anything that can get you more chats or likes or more whatever most provocative, as the kids say, buddy.
This idiot who still talks about COVID once a week, who still talks about every race baiting, psychotic, right wing grift he could get his hands on once a week, twice a week, is going to come at moi and act like I do things for clicks and likes. Motherfucker, you fake piece of shit. You are the most flaky, low life, slimy, snake like motherfucker out there. That's why you have no connections anymore. That's why no one wants anything to do with you. That's why you barely have a following anymore after this long career in stand-up comedy and all that those years at Compound Media. You ain't got shit, bro. All you got is Stevie Lou at 11:30 at night on a Saturday. So where you get off trying to fucking act like you've got some sort of fucking high horse to ride in on is insane, man.
Oh yeah, I'm a nothing.
By the way, I love that I have an authentic stain on this Guineas shirt.
Again, and also another guy that he'll talk all this shit online from the comfort of his home. But you know for a fact it would be a completely different story if we were in person. That's all. But that is the nature of this thing. I get that.
Where is it?
Very good. I
Look at
love your
that.
nipples.
I think it's coffee.
Ask me to do my Christopher Walken.
I'd love. It was so bad. Hey, I hear you do a mean Christopher Walken, Stevie Lou.
Oh, hey Gino, it's me,
By the way,
Christopher Walken.
By the way, you should take Stevie down and say, like, look, watch this. Take Stevie down a sec.
My mouth's gonna be too big
Let's see.
for the little Gino.
Let's see.
I'm telling you right now.
Well, who are
All
you?
right.
Who is
I guess that
talking
was
right
that.
now? 'Cause
Christopher Walken.
it sounds like him.
I can't do that anymore. Anyway, it's brutal. Fucking brutal. Let's see what else is on. Is Karmic on? If Karmic X is on, I'd like to check that out. Hang with me one sec, folks. No, not live. This is not a work. Yeah, listen, thank you, Frake. I'm not going to take the bait here. I'm already second guessing myself for going online after MLC to even give this any air at all. So maybe some things are better left unsaid. Because at the end of the day, if you just leave Gino to himself, this problem will take care of itself. I think evolution and Darwinism will kick in eventually, and it'll all be for our own entertainment purposes. I don't see Gino lasting in New York City much longer. No fucking way. I know how hard it is to live in this city, and prices of things are just going up and up every day, left and right, and way worse than other parts of the country. So, with no sort of real income, I don't see how anybody, especially someone who's got another person that they got to be responsible for, or whatever you want to call their marriage. Oof, yeah. If you're living in New York City and you have really no prospects, that shit's going to run its course soon enough. So I'm kind of excited to see what the next stage of Gino's career is. A lot of people have been guessing South Carolina, so they can leech off the parents more, try to leech off Anthony. Makes sense. I could see them trying to do Florida since it's cheap to live. Do the old Chad Zumach thing. But or he could probably move in with his brother, right? Go back, live with the family. I'm sure he'll stream one way or another, and we'll get to watch. But yeah, I don't see Gino ever getting a real job. I know this has been like my big pipe dream for Ray DeVito, for Chad, for Gino to just fucking wake up one day and just try to get a real steady job. I know it's not easy out there with this job market, but there are jobs available. Uh, these guys have some skill, not a lot of marketable skill, but they've got some skill. And I think with a little bit of guidance and some insight, some help, maybe you get these guys a full-time 40-hour, 50-hour a week gig, get some overtime, get some benefits, 401k like Karmic, and stop the charade pretending to be in the entertainment business, opening for Nick Swartzen a couple times a year, or doing Elks Lodges and Firehouse charities in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Like, that is not the way. It's not the way. And that's going to eventually run its course. Otherwise, you're going to be Barry Ribs. Someone said that today on MLC, is that Barry Ribs is like the ghost of Ray DeVito past, trying to show Ray, hey, you're only like 15, 20 years away from this. Are you sure you want this that bad? Because you still have time. I think that's what I thought. But now it's like, fuck, maybe these guys don't have anything. Maybe they don't have any options. There's no skills. They don't have any sort of routine in their life. They don't have any sort of accountability, being on time. You know, comics, when I was like running shows or just on a lineup, comics are notoriously late, not showing up, double booking themselves, canceling last minute. It's kind of like the part of the comedian life is that you overextend yourself and then go with the better option at the time. And that's not the sort of thing that works in the professional world. So some people agree with me. Ray really, really needs a regular job. Like, honestly, someone said it today, busboy. And like maybe a bar back. Although I think working around alcohol is a bad move. There are no jobs available. I don't know about that, Jesse Angel. It's not easy to get hired, but I'm not convinced totally that it's impossible. We could argue that point back and forth. I get it. I'm not looking to argue with you. You know that. Um, I know my company just hired a bunch of idiots. A bunch of idiots. Now they're a lot younger, right out of school. Um, they're not in their 50s with no other experience, but my company just hired a bunch of people. They're not paying them well. And again, the talent isn't great, but they are out there. It's a very hard market. Yeah, I can agree with you there. Nasty meal. Stevie, you think Shuley will open up his books to prove the loss in revenue to show damages in a lawsuit against KB for calling him a PDF? I mean, nasty meal. The only thing about that and the prevailing sentiment that seems to be what I'm hearing at least is that lawsuits are expensive and very just expensive. They're expensive and cost. They're inefficient time wise. So if I think that Shuley's going to try to legitimately sue Kevin Brennan, um, I don't think that's really going to happen. On top of just lawsuits being expensive and a pain in the ass, um, libel and slander are extremely hard to prove and win. So the only thing I could see Shuley trying, hear me out on this, is he's going to follow this Stuttering John method of just trying to get something that sticks just to tie you up in court. Usually you need money to do those sort of things, and I don't think that John or Shuley have the kind of money to fuck with someone's life like that. So I think it's a great story, but not happening. Sentient super tip. He'll chase Anthony and Kiki's family. He has no balls to work without a safety net. Gino won't leave well enough alone. He'll not rest until Kumia regrets ever meeting him. Yeah, I mean, we saw how Kumia had to regret his Bill Schultz hire this week when Bill went and applied for unemployment on him. Yeah, it's that Kevin Brennan sure seems to be onto something when he brings that up. Yeah, seriously. Gino's playing at Elks Lodges and Rotary clubs, and he thinks that he's like killing it, and that I'm the loser. But it is what it is. Exactly. That could be possible, but it's pretty fucking wild if so. Son of Billy Wagner says that Ray would be a good janitor. He would be a good janitor at one of those like porno theaters. If Ray is solely cleaning up jizz the whole time, I would love to see that. Yeah, school janitors in the city make good money. It's a different job than the one I'm describing. Yeah, that's the thing, Frank. Talking about nasty meals question. Even if you got free representation, that's not going to happen. Like no lawyer worth his reputation is going to risk getting involved with this bullshit, especially with the trolls in this community. No lawyer is going to do that for free. He's going to have to be paid and paid a lawyer fee, which is not cheap. So, what's up, Jacob Waters? How you doing, buddy? I'm starting to lose some steam here. I don't know. Is anybody else going live? Karmic still not live. I almost want to check on Clowntown, although I don't really watch Clowntown. But let's see. I got some kitties over here running around right now. Yeah, no Clowntown. I guess you got me here. Yeah, sentient super tip. Can't pay lawyers and merch. Or steaks, neither. What was that fucking steak company? Oh man, I already forgot. But Mickey says Ray is more hireable than Chad. Google search Chad and do a criminal background check. Nobody in any HR office would touch Chad. I didn't even think of that. Fuck. I didn't even think of that, but that's true. All right. I guess this was a fun little experiment. Probably stream a little more this week at some point if I do see fit. Check out NLC Podcast and follow me on Twitter at Stevie Lou is back. It's been a fun late night hang. Let's do it again soon. Like and subscribe. Peace.